So the series itself, right, 1, 2, and 3, they were released, they all had euphoric praise as they were released.
Yeah.
Like Sonic 3 had 97% approval.
That's damn near impossible.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah, it's unheard of. That's like Legend of Zelda or, other legendary games can barely get to that. They can probably only get 90%.
well, that and the fact that you reviewed they reviewed Modern Toms, and it's dropped down a little bit from 97% to 95%. But that's still really, really good too.
Yeah, it's still fantastic. Yeah, I mean that's almost an A+. So you can't really disagree with that.
I'd give the series a 9 out of 10, easy.
Yeah, it's hard to find a lot wrong with it, other than just a few nitpicky things like the annoyance of Tails, and there's not really a whole lot wrong with it at all. It's a classic. It's still talked about, beloved, played, enjoyed. So yeah, man, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Like, my favorite was Sonic 2. That's the one I played the most of. Anyway,
I agree. When I got the Sega Genesis, I was a little late to the party, so I actually got it with the Sonic 2 pack in. So yeah, it was the one that I'm the most familiar with, that I've played the most, definitely. So I'm with you on that. It's my favorite one.
Sonic 1 I found too difficult. I'll openly admit that. I never got past I've gotten past the second world before, but I never got past the third.
Yeah. I was playing it earlier, and I think I got to like somewhere around the second level. It starts to get kind of hard then. Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. Sonic 2, man, it's just the right amount of challenge and the right amount of fun.
Yeah.
It makes you want to keep going. Ghouls and Ghosts is kind of like the opposite of that spectrum. It's like it's fun, but it's like super duper hard and super duper discouraging at times. Like you beat the game and they're like, oh, hey, you got to beat the game twice. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then you have to play it again at a higher level. So at least they didn't pull anything like that.
So I mean, Sonic was the perfect mascot for Sega. It wanted to be hip and cool, and Sonic was hip and cool. He was everything that Mario wasn't.
Yeah, they were. It's like they were saying, okay, we want to make a character, but let's make him more like Bart Simpson and less like Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
So they kind of split the difference between the like that somewhere, or because he doesn't really have like the cool catchphrase like Bart did, but just his attitude, he like even when you sit there and if you sit there for too long, he starts tapping his foot and
come on,
kind of looking at you all annoyed, and he'll even lay down on the ground and tap his foot like if you don't move him. So it's that attitude. Yeah, it really made him stand out.
Definitely. And of course this made Sega the leader in the console wars, which was won by Sony, who weren't even partaking in the wars at this point in time.
They just kind of it's like that scene in Groundhog Day where he walks up to the armored car right when the guy's not looking and just goes that Bill Murray was Sony.
Yes.
While Sega and Nintendo were in the armored car trying to decide what they were going to do, Sony just comes up and just walks right by.
We have Nintendo to thank for Sony's entrance into the video game world too.
Isn't that ironic? Yeah.
It is. Just think the original PlayStation was going to be an add-on for the Super Nintendo.
Man, I think about that all the time. I think about how awesome that would have been.
Yeah, because Nintendo wanted to get into the CD market and get out of the cartridge market.
They knew it was an emerging technology, and they knew that the biggest perk of CDs was the fact that they held way more data than a video game cartridge. So they were smart in that effect, and I just wonder if like I would be sitting in Nintendo Tower right now if Nintendo had accomplished that. Because imagine if Nintendo, like, you know what I mean? Like, we live in a world where Nintendo owns everything because it gets so big. You know what I mean? It's like, did you go to Nintendo Donald's today, or like, what's going on? But
Nintendo.
Right, exactly. Like if they had been able to strong arm that corner of the market with the CD, with this PlayStation 1 style console, but branded as Nintendo, oh man, that'd have been insane.
Been game
Absolutely. Over. Yeah, man.
Game over, to use the phrase.